Okay, so this part moves into the game's actual tutorial itself. It's actually a fairly decent tutorial compared to other tutorials I've seen, where if you heard just before, it actually had a voice that says, move around using your WASD keys. Another one right here. Move close to Private Wilfred, press F to move close to him. So we use the WASD keys and the mouse to look around. And we walk up to Private Wilfred, who's, in my opinion, very annoying.
Thank the gods! When I saw the Draculich attack the ship, I was afraid there would be no survivors. What brings you to
now you have your
in such
standard
troubled times?
MMO, you know, pick your option. This really doesn't matter. It's just the beginning of the game. This is the intro tutorial. So because I picked Neverwinter as my home, we're going to select number 2. See, now here's the thing. With these selections in these menu items, in these menus, when you have the numbers next to them, that's not just number 1 option, 2, 3, and 4 option. That is actually keyed in to the actual numbers on your keyboard. So you can actually hit 1 if you want on the keyboard, and it'll answer it as number 1. So I want to do number 2, I'm going to hit number 2 on my keyboard. And it answered it for me. I don't have to use my mouse on there if I don't want to.
Not a very auspicious homecoming, is it? Neverwinter is under attack. The necromancer Valindra is assaulting the city with her undead legions.
So you can read through this and see it all yourself, but I'm going to hit number 1. But in this case, I'm going to click on it because it can do either or.
They've got a nice warm fire.
Now when I'm walking away,
once you've dried out.
Path leads to your next objective.
you have
toggle it on and off. Waypoints appear on the map to mark your quest.
Exactly what he just said. Now I'm going to hit Alt, which they'll probably explain that to me in a little bit here. And you have that one that was right here that has this little path triangling along right here. And this path, this glowy little path thingy, you can hit Z and it'll disappear. Now, they want me to go down over here. Well, if you look on the mini-map here, which you can zoom in and out of, I like to be zoomed out all the way. It's just how I play. You can be however you want. We'll get more into that when we get into the interface in another tutorial. But you have the waypoint icon here to know where you're going. Pretty handy thing. It's like pretty standard though in these kind of games. Well, if I let go of Alt, if I hit Alt again, I have the map. I can move around again. Yeah? Well, if I hit Z, my trail disappears, and I can wander around all I want. You know, don't have to follow the path if I don't want to. If it's getting annoying and it keeps distracting me, whatever, I can turn it off. Well, I can hit Z again, and it turns back on. So now I follow this path, which just a heads up, these paths can get glitchy when you get more quests. Again, with the F button, F key, which I apologize, I did not explain when we were talking to him, but it did it for me. You hit F to interact with objects. Popped up a nice little ragged robes for me to take. Now either you can click these, if there's a list of them, I could click take and take only what I wanted, select it, click take, or I can hit F again to take all, or I can click it. I'm just going to hit F to take it, and then I have another one over here, this glowy chest over here. So we can just hit F again on it, interacting, you see the little icon next to it, and we can take this cracked crystal orb. And now I'm going to click it. Now I have it. The next one is to press I to open inventory. Now I can either press I, hit Alt, go down here and click it, you know, or I can, again, press I. I recommend I, it's a lot faster. Now I double click this. Now when I double click these, it will go, it'll equip it onto me. So I double click that, now I have my little orb floating there. I double click this, and now I have my outfit on. So I'm going to hit I again. And there's what he just what I explained before. I hit Alt to move my mouse, to get access to my mouse. Let me get stuff up here, look at my mini-map, to mouse over this, my magic missile, my main attack. It can mouse over all different stuff, but we will get into the interface later. So I'm going to hit Alt again. Now, I'm going to hit C. C is my character sheet. Now you notice I have that robe right here and that cracked crystal orb right here. When I double clicked, this is where they went. So I hit I open my inventory. They went from here to here. Now I know this is seeming like very simple stuff, you know, yeah, we've done this before, but I want to just make sure people understand this. I'm trying to be as simplistic as I can, so that everybody understands the concept of the game and how it works, and even down to the finest details. Trying to make this tutorial as detailed as possible so that you have a full understanding of the game. So now we're going to follow the path here. So I apologize if some of you already know this stuff, but just bear with it, as you know, I will be trying to just explain everything I can. See, now, you noticed how when I went through that little glowy thing, it was saying that area is where I'm in. I'm sure we'll come up with another one, and we will see what happens. So now I'm just going to go to the campfire here. Campfires are your friend. They are extremely helpful. They heal you. When you get high enough level, you can worship your deity at it. We'll get to that again later. There's a lot in this game. And it'll heal you if you stay on it long. Like if you die in the game, you get injured. Injuries take away some of your stats, makes it harder for you to fight because you're not as powerful and whatnot. Or you don't have as much defense, depending on what injury you have. Well, without an injury kit, you can sit by the campfire here, and you can eventually it'll go away. So now that we're healed up, we'll come over here to Lieutenant over here, to Linkletter. And he will have another quest for us. So we complete the quest, you get the question mark, exclamation marks to take the quest, question marks to complete it. And we'll click on it. And now I got 1 and 2 next to here if you notice that again. So I'm going to hit 1 to complete the quest. Now I'm going to hit 1 again to take the new quest. You got the objective, you got the description, the summary, and then you have the rewards. I'm going to click accept. Now if you notice, I'm walking away from him, but he's still talking. That's because when you walk away, you have the little icon down here that's got his head and everything. It's got his head over here talking to you and stuff. So you can... Two tutorials going on at once here. So yeah, you want to build your stacks to be able to get more damage in your arcane. And we will continue here into this area, for which we will have the enemies. Now this is to literally test out our things. So if we left click, we have the cursor, the crosshair on the enemy there. See the zombie rotter, and we click. I'll start to shoot my magic missile at him. You know, more magic missile that comes out, more it stacks, the more damage it does. So now we have a wounded soldier here because our quest over here, it says, you know, give a first aid to the wounded on the battlefield. We have to do 3 of these. So we come up to him, we hit F. We interact with the little interactive button bound that was down there, and then we, you know, attack the next guy. A little advice for going through this thing: kill only what you have to. You don't get experience for these kills. This is designed so that by the time you're done with this dungeon, or tutorials, correction, you'll be level 5. So don't worry about these guys, you know, unless you have to get to them. Like I got to get to this guy here, so just to be safe, I'm going to take him out. And you can see my arcane power growing around my orb as I attack. I got one little spot right there. If I attack him, I get... Oh, nope, didn't pop up yet. You can only get another spot. So, we continue down the path, because we rescued those 3 people. We completed the objective. If you notice, the objective changed here. So now we have to go to Dell and the guard. Aha, see, now because I completed this objective, I went to level 2. That's why you don't have to worry about experience in the tutorial. And we'll get to the level up in just a second here. I'm going to hit F and talk to him. I'm going to hit 1. 1 again. I'm going to hit 1 again. And I'm going to hit 1 more time. So now, while we here talk, what we can do is we can hit Alt, and we can press this to dismiss it if you don't want to listen to it. Now, what we can do now, so we leveled up, right? So we're going to hit U, and we have a new power, an at-will power, Ray of Frost. I'm going to click on it. It's going to open up a character sheet under Powers tab. You have the character tab, which is where I showed you the inventory of equipping your the new items. Powers tab is your powers. You have a lot of them. I'm not going to go into details on them, because I will eventually do a tutorial with my rogue when he's level 60 as to what each powers, you know, how to unlock them, what they are, all that kind of stuff. So we have the Ray of Frost one now, which is the right mouse button. The Ray of Frost, it does cold damage as you chill them, as you shoot them, it stacks, and eventually you can freeze them solid. And then they're frozen, you can just wail on them. So I'm going to close this out, and you can hit X here, or I can hit C. Excuse me. P is powers, C is character sheet. P opens the power box, C opens the character sheet. I just double tapped it real quick. And needed the campfire at all. We can see it's campfire. We don't, so we're going to continue. Now you see this glowy part. I'm going to hit Alt here. This glowy path here. I've been playing with friends, and some of them got confused about this, so I'm going to clarify with this. This means that in this area that you're going to walk into is your next objective. Somewhere in there. So now if I hit Alt again, and I can move around, if I hit M, you can see on the map, here I am. Here's that circle. That circle is the same indication of this. It's saying inside here is that circle on the map, which you can also see in the mini-map here, saying inside there is your next mission objective, which is to collect arrows. You collect 9 of them. So I'm going to hit M. You can see again here, M is map. We have to go in there and we have to collect the arrows. I hit M one more time, it disappears, obviously. And so we're going to go in here and we're going to collect arrows. Alright, so we're going to come in here, but we see this enemy here. Arrows are here, enemies here. I'm going to kill this enemy because I don't want to have to deal with... Oop, got gold from it. I don't want to have to deal with it. So I'm hitting F. Picked up the gold. Now that gold, see if this enemy gives us gold. No gold. Okay. We're going to see if this enemy picks up... We'll try the Ray of Frost on him. I'll get the Ray of Frost going. If gold falls on the ground, it does not get automatically picked up like in other games. You have to pick it up yourself. I highly recommend picking it up, even though if it is 1 or 2 copper pieces, because it does accumulate and will add up. And you will need that. To get a mount, a standard horse is 5 gold. That's 5,000 copper. No. Yeah, 5,000 copper. 500 silver. So we have the chain armor sitting down here. Now you notice, can't really show you, but it is red, which means I can't use it. However, I can still hit F to pick that up, and I'm going to hit I to open my inventory, and I have it here. And now it says for devoted cleric for the required class. I can't use it. However, I can get 5 copper for this by selling it. So I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to keep it so I can sell it when I get to the town. Then you can also see right here, I have arrows. I have 3 of them. A little number indication right here. That allows me to know, okay, that's how many I have for the mission. Or the quest. You can also see right here that you have 3 of 9. So if we continue here, we have some more right here. We're going to frost him. Pick up some arrows. Hitting F. Moving over here. Picking up these arrows. Taking all, we're good. Little hidden compartment here thingy. Yep, health potion and and treasure to sell. We'll take all those. If you notice, a health potion automatically came down here into my number 3 slot. If I hit number 3, I take that and consume that potion, healing me for 1,000 hit points. Very nice. So we'll go this way. Space is jump. And we'll kill this guy. And keep going. Just discovered a new respawn point because we got a campfire. Campfire is when you die, is where you also respawn. So now we got that ring. Notice that ring again? If I hit M, we have a little small circle here for broken arrow. We also have them numbered. 1, 2. 1 is the broken arrow, where I have to go turn in the quest. 2 is to go to the next quest, and the quest in progress to finish it. So these little glittery white dotted arrow or box things is where we press put the arrows in. And then they go nuts, attacking up there, which I have no clue if you can even get up there or not. So we're going to continue here. Hitting F, hitting 1, hitting 1 again, hitting 1, hitting 1 again. So now we notice though, I'm gonna dismiss this. I'm gonna hit J. J opens my journal. I have my quest here, the quest path, but I'll get into this more. But it'll give me a nice little description of what I can do here. If you ever get lost, refer to this as to what you need to do. You have a quest path. You have your being able to force it to display on the side here, and what you need to do and where you need to go. Nice little, amazing little feature. We'll get more into that in another tutorial. But then I leveled up again. So I'm going to hit U, and I have a new power. It's called Chill Strike. It's an encounter power. Like I mentioned before, it's Q, E, and R. Right now it's automatically set it into Q for me. So I'm going to click this, and it opens up into here. I can click that again, and now it gives me the details of being able to rank it up and whatnot, which again, we'll get into that into the future tutorials. So we're just going to move on. Now we have to kill 6 of these undead things. Again, the dome, on the map, the mini-map you can see right there, you have the dome. If I hit M, you have the whole oval. So now we need to kill these guys, and I'm going to hit Q on him. Nice little effect there. Just like the nice little man said. So now we're gonna freeze him. Now we got them coming at me. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna double tap backwards. That is my dodge. Double tap backwards again. Dodging in this game is very helpful. It can keep you alive. Plain and simply. It can keep you very much alive. Like I see him attacking, I can dodge away, and you see how it says dodge right above my head. That's because I dodged the attack and didn't take any damage from it. Dodging in this game will save your life. The only person who can't dodge in this game is the Guardian Fighter, but that's because the Guardian Fighter's dodge is a block instead of a dodge. Still negates most damage, but doesn't dodge away, and stays there and blocks it.
Hello again. You're looking a good deal fiercer than when you washed up on the beach.
I'm gonna
told you drying out
dismiss
by
that
the
again.
fire would do you good.
We're gonna continue. Little glowy thing telling you where to go. Hit F to travel. Okay, you said left click on a physical location to travel to it. This is the world map. Trust me, there's a lot more than just these two. You have a lot in the town, you have more here, and other ones up here as you do random custom-made quests by players in the Foundry, which we'll get into in a whole nother tutorial. So I'm going to go ahead. You have the cancel button if you want to back out and stay in the place you're currently at, or I'm going to go ahead and click on the Sleeping Dragon Bridge, which has a little icon here saying what quest path I'm on, the current one I'm on. You'll see other ones that'll appear there, and it'll be a little diamond, but if you don't have the arrow there, it's not the current one you're on. It's other quests you could go and do if you chose to. So I'm going to click here, and it's going to ask me if I really want to travel there. I'm going to click OK. We got a nice little cutscene that I cannot actually skip.
They're in trouble! We must go to their aid!
What I just showed you, double tapping any direction. A nice thing they do not tell you though, is you can also hit shift in any direction you are holding. You can hold shift, or tap shift, and you will shift into that direction. One thing you want to worry about though, dodging. lowers your stamina. Your stamina is this little boomerang shaped thing. The more you dodge, the more your stamina goes down. You run out of stamina, you can no longer dodge. Stamina required. So now, we will continue. Word of advice, stay away from fire. It'll burn you.
They just keep coming.
I'm gonna dodge back to get out of there, because I'm a ranged character. Now all I'm doing, left clicking, right clicking, and using my abilities. Left click to use my magic missile, right click to use my ray of frost, Q to use my chilling blast. Double tap back, which is the S key. Target him. Double tap back. See, now I didn't double tap back in time, and I took the damage on that one. Now we're going to take care of this guy right away. And then attack them, get some aggro on me. And Ray of Frost. I'll keep going. Dodged a wonderful attack there. When we get to the final boss up here, you'll be able to see how the Ray of Frost fully works when it comes to freezing the enemy. These guys just die by the time they can get frozen, so I can't really show you that. Do that. Now notice how I did that. We have the enemy there. I have a cooldown here. Your abilities have cooldowns. Your at-wills do not have cooldowns because they're at will. Your encounters and dailies, however, do have cooldowns. Now here we're going to show you. This is a mini-boss. I'm going to dodge out of here, though, while I'm attacking her. We see how her legs are freezing. Now she's frozen, and I can just blast her. And I'm going to freeze her again, but guess what? I killed her. And I leveled up. I'm going to pick these 2 health potions up, which just automatically stack into my 3 stacks right here. And now, level 4 gives me my first daily ability, Ice Storm, which I will show you. You can only use these abilities, 1 and 2, your dailies, if your action points is 100% full. So like he explains right there. Your action points have to be full in order to use these. You get your action point filled by attacking and doing damage and other forms of ways to increase it. Each class is specific as to how to raise them. Majority of it is, however, deal damage. More damage you deal, the faster this grows. You can get feats and perks and stuff like this that will help increase that even more, but basically do damage. So I'm going to click this, and I could have hit you, but I decided to click it. I have that, and I have a new class power too. Now, Control Wizard is still fairly new to me, but I still understand the basics of it. But this Orb of Imposition increases the duration of my control powers by 5%, which is nice. So then my Frost should last longer, and whatnot. That's really the only one that has it right now. So we'll have that. I will dismiss this. We have the Ice Storm right here from the daily. These are your first initial 5. Once you get past 5th level, you get to the other ones, but like I said, we'll get into that in another tutorial. So, if we continued here, I'm going to gather some of these enemies around here. We're going to teleport up here. Or not. I'm just going to do my daily. Although I hit the wrong button. So, we're going to kill these guys. It happens, and now I'm going to hit 1. That is my daily. Notice how my action points are missing now. If you notice down here, and I just did some attacks and it slowly refilled a little. So now I can't use my daily until I fill this again. So we're going to attack these archers. We're going to dodge out of here so we don't get hit by the arrows. Take them out. There's a little cheesy cutscene here. Silly man. Apologize for if you guys think these are spoilers. This is actually just a tutorial, so it shouldn't be all that big. But this is a tutorial in itself, so expect spoilers. I'm gonna back up here, because I don't like you. I'm gonna pick that up while battling. Can do that. You can hit F if you need to. Now we're gonna freeze them. Oh, you got frozen. Now I have my daily. I'm gonna use it because it knocks him back, and then I can freeze him again. Blast, blast, and hit him with that again. I'm gonna dart back while he's doing that and freeze him again. I gotta be explaining it after pick up loot. So that boss was fairly easy, mostly because I've been playing this game for a while, but also they intentionally kind of make it that way. So I'm gonna open my inventory again because the items we just got is an unidentified item, which for the picture you can see it's boots, and it also says it's for the feet. Well, we also have here a bound lesser scroll of identification. It's bound to my character, only I can use it. Any bound items only that specific character can use. You cannot trade it with other people, they cannot use it. You cannot sell it in the auction, it is yours. If you can't use it, sell it. Now there's two things I can do for this. I can either double click this scroll, and I can then click on this, or I can right click on this and I can click identify. So I'm gonna double click this scroll, and then I'm gonna click on this. And I identified it. Now this gives me +2 to defense. I'm just going to double click it. It goes in here. You notice my boots change here. I'm going to hit C. I have boots on now. I can rotate my character here and you can see the boots. I have my old boots here, which I can sell for 1 copper later. Not a big deal. And I picked up a dagger. So I'm going to hit C and I, and we're going to go over here to the dying private. And why he's a private. I'm going to skip this and you can just do your own thing on that part.
Should have been more cautious. You have...
And this concludes, actually, the Neverwinter tutorial.